Yo, what is the deal? Shout out to everybody in the chat. This is an impromptu Raider Nation Unlimited. I am coming to y'all live from the Wasted Talent Podcast Studios, man. And, man, there's a lot of shit going on right now, man. Let me give my shout outs and salutations to everybody. Hey, yo, y'all know how it goes. This is a late night Wasted Talent Raider Nation Unlimited. We normally go a little earlier than this, but today I said, you know what, man? This deserves my attention, man. What I need y'all to do is, like I always say, tell a friend to tell a friend. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. Let me give my shout outs real quick to everybody, and we're going to start the show. Patrick B, Amazing Blue Raider, Mark, His Stick Stepper, Walaikum Salam, my brother, Black Sheep, what's the deal? Patrick, my 5 Downs, my dog, YouTube, Raider Rebel, Alex Torres. I mean, everybody in the Ray NYC, KB, Dirk Wilburn. Oh my God, GMG. Oh my God, everybody's in the place to be. But listen, man, I can't do it how I don't always do it, man. Like I always say, man. This would be bad luck if I don't. Let's start this podcast. Yes, they didn't have to do it. Yo, so dig, I'm sure y'all saw everything. I'm sure y'all saw what the fuck is going on right now, man. Derek Dallas Carr himself is expected and is on his way to meet with the New Orleans Saints. Say it ain't so, everybody. Say it ain't so. Now, some people will tell you that there's no way someone will trade for him. Some people will tell you it's almost a certainty he will be cut. But you know what? I am hopeful that we can get something for him, yo. Before I get into this, I want to let y'all know something very, very important. Something very, very special will be happening tomorrow right here on this platform. Something that you never thought was going to happen. Murph from Raider Fan Radio will be in a place to be tomorrow, y'all. My God, Wasted and Murph for the first time ever on screen, bro. Well, not really, because during the draft last year, we chopped it up, man, like crazy when I was hosting the show, man. But yo, look, man, let's get into it, man. I'm a little loopy, bro. I don't normally drink my coffee this late. Shout out to my daughters for this coffee mug. But let's get into it, y'all. Yo, Derek Carr is going down to the New Orleans Saints. Now, let me ask y'all something, man. If he's visiting the team, what that tells me is that's a team that he's willing to go to. That's also a team that's willing to play ball with the Raiders. Now, if you guys remember, early this week, I reported, many others reported, all your Shieldmore brothers reported that there are certain teams that have agreed to draft compensation pre-visit. They've already agreed to terms with the Raiders. It's just all a simple fact of whether the Raiders and whether Derek Carr wants to go that route and go there. Now, this is the one thing that I've always been very, very, very skeptical of about this whole situation. If a team agrees to a trade, and people have been asking me this before the start of the new league year, and there's nothing on paper, there is nothing that the Raiders can do if they back out of it. So I get a little worried, but another part of me feels that, look, a team that needs a starting quarterback, such as the New Orleans Saints, wouldn't do that. You know, Derek Carr is by no means a top-end starter, right? Top 5 guy. But he's somewhere in that teens, right? So the Saints are the team, they just need coherent quarterback play. They have talent up and down that roster. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm cool if we get a half-eaten sandwich for Derek Carr. We get anything for Derek Carr, I'm happy, because the power really lies in the player. But you know what, man? Wouldn't it just, bro, wouldn't it just be ironic if Derek Carr, the holy roller himself, wound up with the New Orleans Saints? Like I told you, I called him Saint Derek on on the thumbnail, man. I called him Saint Derek, bro. Man, it's fitting. My brother, Thor, yay. What's the deal, man? My guy, Buzz Gresh, what's good, my guy? My Jersey bro, Buzz Gresh, man. You already know. Rob Cisneros, Dubzilla himself. Yo, we got almost 200 in the room. Get wasted with your brother Wasted, man. It's a little late for me. You know the old man got to get ready for work in the morning, man. I don't normally go this late. You know how I go. My dog, Jonathan Studios, my guy. Still stuck in traffic. But brother, I'm here for you, man. Your brother Wasted's going to get you through. I'll drive DC to the airport if it means he'll stop being our hot button topic. Here's your hat. What's your hurry? Yo, Oakland fan, I feel you, my dog. That Way Podcast, Wasted. I know you hate car talk, but you break this stuff down better than anybody on YouTube until he is gone as yours. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, my guy. Appreciate it, man. My dog, Classic Man Q, my brother, what it is. Marcel, what it is. Just got off Wasted. Glad you won. Needed something for the ride home, man. I'm glad I could be here for you, Marcel. You know, man, you've been down since day one, down by law. Now, Wasted. I think we're going to get a second and a fourth pick for Carr. Yeah, that. Hit stick. If we get that, I'm fucking ecstatic, bro. But the way I'm seeing it too, man, I'm looking at it from the Saints' perspective, right? The Saints just received draft compensation from the Denver Broncos. This is something that they never planned on getting. This is something that they never really had. And they can take that pick they got from the Denver Broncos and essentially use that for Derek Carr. So Derek Carr would essentially be their draft pick. And they would still have all the myriad of picks that they had before. The only thing with the Saints that I'm not really like, it's not registering to me because I'm not really as familiar with their cap situation as I am with ours because we cover the Raiders over here, Raider Nation Unlimited. How are they able to pull this off? Because every year the Saints listen, man, their cap situation is a mess every year. They have all these big ticket players, man. You got the Michael Thomases of the world. You got the Cameron Jordans of the world. You got guys up and down that roster that are making a shitload of money, man. How are they going to be able to pull this off? Now, Derek Carr's situation is weird, man, because some people say $40 million is too much, right? But guess what? That's the running rate for quarterbacks in the league. So it's really not too much. To us, we've seen the way Derek's been playing. To us, we ain't willing to pay him $40 million. Let's just be there. I mean, let's just put that out there, man. My bad, yo. Yo, my dog, That Way Podcast. Carr stands are going to fight if he is traded to the Saints. Man, they might. But you know what? It is what it is. It's time to stomp this shit out, my guy. That Raiders fan, Dennis Allen, definitely see, you got to realize something. There's a lot of dots to be connected here, man. Now, if you really look at this, man, Dennis Allen was the head coach of the Raiders when we drafted DC. He was unceremoniously booted out of the door. I think Tony Sparano was our interim coach. Tony Sparano, man, God rest his soul. You know, Tony Sparano was so look, Dennis Allen was a guy who was involved every step of the way of them drafting Derek Carr and being in the know. Even though Reggie McKinney was a GM, there was no mistake about who had the power in that organization. But I'm sure Dennis Allen was all on board for the drafting of Derek Carr, and I'm sure that Dennis Allen is a guy who is in the ear of the ownership of the Saints, the Benson family, telling them to bring Derek Carr in. There's two things about Derek Carr, man. Derek Carr historically has not turned the ball over as much as Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is a guy that they let waste away on the bench after he came back. I don't think that Dennis Allen trusts him as far as he can throw him. And, you know, Andy Dalton is Andy Dalton. He is who he is. Now, to me, I feel like Andy Dalton and Derek Carr is like, you know, I mean, not at this point in Andy Dalton's career, but the old Andy Dalton with A.J. Green, I think him and Derek Carr is very, very similar. You know what I'm saying? But at this point in his career, I know that Derek Carr has a whole lot left, and I feel like Dennis Allen is definitely trying to save his job. I don't think that Dennis Allen is in a situation where he wants to wait on getting his quarterback. Now, the reason why a lot of people say that, why would anybody trade for Derek Carr? He's just going to be cut anyway. The reason why is because if you feel like that's your quarterback and you have the chance to get him and eliminate the bidding war, you go and you do it. So that's why I think that this is very, very viable. Now, my dog Raiders now, You heard the man. Get wasted. Primos, what's up, bro? My dog Jack Burton, my Jersey brethren, man. Brother wasted. So what's the backup plan if we don't get Rodgers, bro? Look, I was gonna break that down tomorrow with Murph, and I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's the pickings are slim, bro. Let's make no mistake about it, right? The thing about this Derek Carr caveat, which is very, very interesting, is if you get Derek Carr out the door, you get the agreed upon draft compensation. Now you have a backup plan for moving up in the draft to where it doesn't hurt your future too much, because we know that this team is more. And shout out to my brother Andy. Andy made a great point yesterday when we was on the Shieldmore show yesterday. Look, man, that's why you got to have strong guys around you that have great opinions, man, because Andy said something very, very poignant. I might not totally agree, but he's right. This team is way more than just a quarterback away from competing. Now, I beg to differ because we're a team who lost like 4 or 5 games by a grand total of like 16 points, right? So you get better quarterback play. This team could have definitely been one of the top seeds in the AFC this year. This year with the middling defense, right? And I feel like stronger quarterback play makes your offensive line a lot better. I feel like strong quarterback play keeps your defense off the field and keeps them a little more viable in the end of the game. And it makes your coach look a lot better because execution is everything when you are calling plays, man. But let's get focused, right? Oh, my dog. First super of the night, man. Old school, my brother. Always in the place to be. Always supporting the wasted talent army, my guy. Rodgers needs to lay off the shrooms. He's turning into a white AB. If he comes out of the darkness with burnt feet, I'm taking a hard pass. Oh, my God. Listen, bro. Aaron Rodgers is a very, very eclectic. He's like a modern day hippie, man. Like Aaron Rodgers reminds me of like Jim Morrison playing football. You know what I mean? He's a very, very eclectic dude. But there are two things. The reason why, they said that he's about to go off into the sunset. He's going to, debate on whether he's going to retire or not. Let me tell you something about Aaron Rodgers. If you know anything about Aaron Rodgers, you know this. Aaron Rodgers has a humongous ego. A humongous ego. You don't think that Aaron Rodgers looks at his legacy in football and wants to improve upon that legacy? You don't think that Aaron Rodgers realizes that he be leaving $60 million on the table? You don't think that Aaron Rodgers realized that he needs another Super Bowl to be talked about in that rarefied air? Winning one Super Bowl is almost like you've won, you're a champion, but he can never be considered the greatest quarterback of all time. He can't even be close if he doesn't win another one, right? So you got to look at it from that perspective. Aaron Rodgers has less Super Bowl wins than Eli Manning does. Even though his numbers are better, nobody would ever confuse the two. But Aaron Rodgers needs another one. He needs another one to be in that conversation. And not for nothing, if Aaron Rodgers retires this year, guess what year he would be going into the Hall of Fame? The exact same year as Tom fucking Brady. So now he's an afterthought. So I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to retire. And I'm going to be quite honest with you. I do not think that the Green Bay Packers want to be in the Aaron Rodgers business. I think this reminds me a lot of when Brett Favre was taking the Packers through changes. Now, the difference is back then, Brett Favre is the guy who essentially established the turnaround of the Green Bay Packers and returned them to greatness, right? And Aaron Rodgers, make no mistake about it, has been a better quarter. I think Aaron Rodgers is, the most talented quarterback damn near I've ever seen. Damn near. Like, as far as talent goes, it's not the greatest of all time, but you got to look at how Brett Favre was revered back in that time. Brett Favre, and this is a kinder, gentler time. This is a time called the 1990s, right? There wasn't as much media coverage, right? There was the beginning of the 24-hour media cycle, and the Packers were bad for so long before Brett Favre, man. Like, yeah, you have the glory days of the Lombardi Packers, but from that time and that ended up to when Brett Favre got into town, I mean, they had like 1-2 good years. When the Magic Man, Don Mikowski, was doing all right. Some of you guys a little younger, older than me, y'all got to realize, the Magic Man, Don Mikowski, had a decent season. And then when they sat him down and Brett Favre got to going and Mike Holmgren took over, Brett Favre resurrected the Packers. So Brett Favre and them moving on from Brett Favre and him, owning a lot of meaningful passing records. It's harder for the Packers to do that, even having a talent like Aaron Rodgers. And Brett Favre will hold them hostage every single year, and they got tired of that. Every single year, he wouldn't show up for OTAs, and he wouldn't show up for this and that. And then what would happen is, magically, he'd want to play football, and then they'd have to push back their plans with Aaron Rodgers. This is the exact same situation they have now with the young quarterback Love, right? It's time right now, bro, for the Green Bay Packers to move on and shit to get off the pot with that quarterback they got there. They got one more year in his rookie deal. They got to do what they got to do. They got to build up the rest of that team. They got all these young receivers. Aaron Rodgers is not trying to throw to Christian Watson for the rest of his career, bro. So if he does play football, he will be moved. Now, is it going to be us or the Jets? He's already told you what he wanted. Think Aaron Rodgers gets what he wants. That's just my personal opinion. But if we don't, because listen, the only player I can remember in recent memory that everybody has said that we're definitely going to get, he's definitely coming here, we definitely getting him, is Devontae Adams. And that didn't look like it was going to happen. A lot of times when people link people to us, like Ndamukong Suh, the Honey Badger, you know what I'm saying? All of these guys, they never come here, bro. So a part of me doesn't want to get on the air every night and say this shit. But I'm going to be honest with you, man. It almost makes too much sense for it to happen. You know what I mean? But I can't see Aaron Rodgers going anywhere else. I can't see it, man. I like the Jets and everything. That sounds good, but I don't think Aaron Rodgers wants to go and be in relatively the same situation he was with in Green Bay. Anthony Provenzio, the crazy part about this is that we can't get A-Rod to after free agency, after the draft. Very risky putting all your eggs in the A-Rod basket. Yes, I want him, but dang, I'm afraid of A-Rod backing out. Now, look, man, I don't think when the new league year starts, I think you can go get him. I don't think it's a situation where you can't if you clear the Derek Carr money. The way you have to get Aaron Rodgers is getting $60 million in cap space. Now, how do you do that? You got to get rid of two guys. You got to hope that Chandler Jones retires, but he probably won't. So what you probably have to do is you have to get rid of DC, and you have to get rid of someone else. Now, who is that? Possibly Hunter Renfrow, right? Now, get rid of Hunter Renfrow is something that I don't want to happen. You know what I mean? Unless it makes sense, because who are you going to replace him with, right? So there's also been reports today that Keenan Allen might be a sacrificial lamb out there in Los Angeles. Keenan Allen, we all know, grew up a Raider fan, and a lot of people on the Chargers blogosphere are saying that Keenan Allen might be a Raider. Now, if you get rid of Hunter Renfrow, you bring Aaron Rodgers in. If Keenan Allen is the guy that you replace fucking Hunter Renfrow with, I'm all for that. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to see anybody brought in besides Rodgers that's not a defensive player. I'm gonna be honest with you. But see, if Aaron backs out, bro, he backs out. You should probably have a young quarterback, no matter what happens, right? Whether you get Aaron Rodgers or not, somewhere in the first 3 picks, you need to be taking a quarterback. That's just the long and the short of it. You got Stidham. You saw what you had out of him last year, and then you go and you do what you got to do, and you go from there. Then the plan changes. Hopefully, Mark Davis doesn't scrap everything, and he kind of keeps this nucleus together, and then you go get your guy next year. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that'll have to be what it is. In terms of restructures, the Saints can open up $93 million in cap space if they max everyone out, making at least $2 million. That doesn't mean $93 million in cap room, since the views 23, 8 quotes 25. Oh, I don't know what that means, but yo, I appreciate that information, my dog. Daniel Kim, one of the most valuable members of the Waste of Town Army. There is no way Aaron Rodgers goes out the way he played last year. He wants to go out with a bang. Talk that, man, as Graf would say, talk that shit. Graf, I ain't going to steal your catchphrase, bro. I ain't going to do it. But God damn it, fuck it, I'm taking it tonight. Talk that shit. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Wait, hold on. We got to get down. Wasted with hair. Question. Since the Saints and Raiders have a deal with Carr, if Carr blocks the trade with the Saints, then gets cut, he can sign with the Saints. Or is there a rule against that? There's no rule against that. See, that's the problem with putting things like no trade clauses in people's contracts. You empower the player. The player has 100% of the power when it comes to that, right? But another caveat of that is that so if he does that, right? Now the Saints and him have to negotiate a contract now. Who says the Saints want to pay him that? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are saying that's the going rate for quarterbacks, but the Saints could be like, you know what? We're not structuring your deal like that. Fuck you. We'll sign you on a 1-year deal. How about that? I think financially it makes sense for Derek to remove his emotions from that. If he gets traded, the Raiders get their little draft conversation. He keeps this nice contract that he has. His family's future is set. He's had $200 million contracts and this. To me, it makes too much sense to not do it, man. God damn it, yo. I know that I am behind, bro. I'm behind. I'm sorry, yo. I'm with Rodgers coming to Vegas, but I want a guarantee of at least 2 years. And this not be he's done next offseason. Bro, I'm almost certain that is what you'll get from Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers has like probably about 3 to 4 years of premium football left in him, man. Connecticut Raider Ryan. I was playing with the cap simulator today. Restructure Cam, Lattimore, Ramsey, Alvin, cut post June designation, James, Pete, Davis, Davenport, Omyata. The Saints will be $20 million under the cap. Wow. It's a lot. My brother, Sniper Jones in the place. My dog, trade Derek Carr to the Saints for Marshawn Lattimore and the draft pick. Rework Lattimore's contract. And that relieves our cornerback number 1 situation. Thing about it is that Snipe, problem is if the plan in the Raiders front office is to get Aaron Rodgers, the only way you get under $60 million, bro, is if you don't have that salary on your books. And bringing in Marshawn Lattimore means, okay, now you got him, so now it's a ham, no burger situation. You got to get rid of some other, you got to do all this bullshit to be able to afford bringing in Aaron Rodgers, bro. So I don't see that happening, and I don't see the Saints giving up a piece that's that valuable. That's one of the premier cornerbacks in football. For Derek Carr, I think the Saints are adding Derek Carr because they feel like the roster that they have is competitive enough with a quarterback to definitely win that division without Tom Brady and without anybody that scares you over there in Carolina and with the fucking Atlanta Falcons. They know that if Derek Carr comes there, I've been saying this all week. I've been saying this ever since this happened. He is the best quarterback in that division, and that makes them the best team in that division. They can steamroll that division at this point. My bro. My brother says, since we still in catchphrases, I'll be right back. My brother. My brother, man. Just double dip at the quarter of first, in the second at the great quarter class. Hey, my bro. Hey, Graf, man. Listen. We gonna say it again, bro. You gotta give me the talk that shit. I wish you wanted to get on air because I would love to talk to you about this shit, yo. But yo, listen, man, my bro, Halo Raiders in the place. Jimmy, my dog, what it is. If we get Rodgers, do we draft a QB to learn under Rod? Of course you have to, bro. How he learned under Favre, or could Stiddy be that dude? I think Stiddy's a little long in the tooth to be that guy, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. I think what Stiddy does is Stiddy gives you a viable backup to win you 2 or 3 games. If you're going to bring in an Aaron Rodgers, you're going to bring in a guy that's over the age of 36 years old, you have to always be drafting a quarterback. Quarterbacks, bro, are so valuable, bro, and you got to do things. And I think David Ziegler and Josh McDaniels are the kind of guys that would do something like that. I'm going to tell you why. If you look at the archetype of what the New England Patriots did, now I know they're not the New England Patriots, but if you really look at it, right, the New England Patriots was drafting so many young quarterbacks and getting premium draft compensation for these guys when Brady was at the end of his line there with New England, bro. They went out and they drafted Jimmy G. They drafted Jacoby Brissett. These are all guys that they flipped for draft picks. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. What was the other guy before them? Oh my God. He was terrible too. Damn it, what the fuck was that guy's name? But yo, it's a couple of quarterbacks. Matt Castle. All of these guys they did this with. My God. Yo, and shout out to my brother Graphic Raider Graph. Man, what is the deal? Appreciate you for pulling up on your brother Wasted. Y'all, listen, if y'all already haven't, tell a friend to tell a friend. You get wasted. Share this shit out. Yo, I need more love in the room. We got to get over 400 people in the place. Fuck you, my dog. What's up, bro? One of the goated names in Raider YouTube. Raider Primos. Shout out to the Raider Primos gang over there, Nate and them boys, man. They need to draft a QB. Not only draft a QB, draft players who will come to the Raiders and help them win. We want nothing but wins. Build a championship team through the effing draft. Now, yo, my dog Primos. Now, Primos has sent me this graph of the Super Bowl team. And when you look at the two Super Bowl teams, you got to see, like, bro, I think for you to win a Super Bowl, bro, like almost 80% of your team needs to be guys that you drafted, bro, because the way you get a talented roster with depth is to have guys that are on their first deal. You can't have a team full of dudes who fucking are all making money and getting paid, because what you do is you wind up having a top-heavy roster that once you get into the playoffs, you get exposed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, bro, his stick stepper wasted. We definitely need to bring back Jay Stitt as a backup for A-Rod if we trade for him, because he has an injury history. Really? That. I appreciate that. Rated Jimmy CT. Rated Nation appreciate you and Mount Shieldmore, brother. Appreciate you too, man. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate all the love, yo. Hey, I'm speaking for my bros because I'm the one that's on the air right now, man. Let me tell you something, man. Yo, these platforms would be nothing without all the support and all of the comments and everything, man. Without all of y'all, man. So I really, really appreciate it all, man. Robert Cisneros, Dubzilla himself. I have a feeling there will be a lot of surprise cuts throughout the league. I do too, Rob, because I think there's a change in the guard in the league. I think that we have Brian Hoyer. Thank you, Oakland fan. But yo, there are a lot of guys, man, in this league, and there are a lot of teams in this league who are at the precipice of mediocrity for a long time, bro. You got some teams, bro, that have young teams that are in a win now mode. You got like the Cincinnati Bengals. You have, you know, the Buffalo Bills, right? You got those kind of teams, right? But then you got teams that made the playoffs this year that are going nowhere fast. And the only way that they're going to improve is if they start cutting some vets and replacing them with young guys with cheap deals, i.e. the Minnesota Vikings, right? There's a lot of teams that are that way. And I'm going to be quite honest with you, bro. There will be blood this offseason, bro. There will be blood. There's a lot of teams that you like. There's a name out there, guys like Devin White, who's not, I think Devin White's going to be a free agent. But there are a lot of guys, man, that are around this league that these teams have to deal with if they're going to move forward, like the New York Giants. The New York Giants are not a great team. They made the playoffs, but the New York Giants have to shed some salary because now they made the fatal mistake of not paying Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes took them to the playoffs. Now you got to pay the man. He's a young quarterback that you drafted, so he's more valuable to you than anyone else, right? A lot of people are like, oh, the Raiders could bring in Daniel Jones. And I like Daniel Jones, but there's no way he's leaving New York, right? They're going to have to back the Brinks truck up for that fucking guy. So the market is what the market is. Saquon Barkley, they got a decision to make there. So there are going to be a lot of veterans on that Giant football team that are going to go. The Philadelphia Eagles is another situation. I don't see how the Philadelphia Eagles, unless Fletcher Cox takes no money, how are they going to be able to keep Fletcher Cox? How are they going to be able to keep Bradbury? I don't know. We got over 400 in the room. Thank God. Get wasted with your brother. Wasted. My dog, bro, I want the Raiders to go hard for Stroud and Young. QB's ready to start. Stidham as a backup and spend money and draft and defense, and 2 O-lines. Alex Torres, I feel that, bro. The only problem with that is, Alex, is that you guys are forgetting something. Devontae Adams is here. You brought this man here. He's here to win championships. He is a guy that puts butts in the seat. You have a desperate owner that is trying to appease this fan base. There is no way, and I mean no way, that if they got a chance to get a guy that's a viable quarterback, that they're not going to do it. And the thing y'all got to realize is, and I said this yesterday in the Shieldmore show, so I'm going to repeat myself, bear with me. 68% of quarterbacks drafted in the last 20 years in the first round have been bust. And then we got to look at, after that percentage, who were decent. So then we got to look at the top crust of quarterbacks that have been drafted that made Super Bowls and were really good starters. There is a fucking handful of them, guys. A handful of them. You got people that, like, bro, you got the Ben Roethlisbergers of the world, right? Super Bowl champion, no doubt Hall of Famer, bro. You got Eli Manning, won 2 Super Bowls, had a great career. You can't be mad at that draft pick. You got Phillip Rivers, never won anything, but he's been solid. Right? We can keep going. There's a lot of young men that's in the league right now that are playing really well. Patrick Mahomes playing well. But then what we forget is we're always like, get the quarterback, get the quarterback, get the quarterback, right? And then you have situations where you take Mitchell Trubisky. Then you got that situation when you take a guy like Jared Goff, who's not a terrible quarterback, but do you think that the Rams didn't wish that they, instead of taking Jared Goff, went out there and a couple years earlier went and got Matthew Stafford? Because that's what they had to wind up doing anyway to win. Like, that's the thing, man. The Raiders aren't as far away as y'all all think. I have faith, bro. I'm not no snake oil salesman, bro. I'm telling you, I know this game. And I know that this Raider football team is a quarterback and a few players here and there from really contending in a real way. The problem with the Raiders is we are in a division where you have an all-time great in it. And a lot of times when you have to beat an all-time great, it is hard to overcome that. Now, people talk about Justin Herbert. Somebody said some retarded shit like if, Aaron Rodgers comes to this division, he's the third best quarterback in the division. Even to this day, right now, he is better than Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is a guy who has a lot of talent, but he has proved nothing in this league, and he can be beaten. Tragedy turned triumph. My God. So, look, I am behind like a mother effer, man. Let me get to some of these chats, man. Robinson Scenario, I heard Dox was negotiating a vet cornerback to the Raiders. Yes. One, listen, man. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, man, there's an Oakland native that wants to come home. We need a veteran cornerback. It just makes sense, man. You know what I mean? And, my guy was in a place to be. And he was doing what he had to do. You got to do what you got to do when you get in them rooms, man. So don't, listen, man, I want all of y'all. If a certain cornerback who is related to Mr. Marshawn Lynch comes home, give the man his credit. That's all I'm saying. Give the man his credit. Cesar, my God, don't matter. Adams or the Oni wants to win. That won't make Rodgers come. Pause, Caesar. Pause. Oh, my God. Hey, yo, Caesar. Are we talking about that won't make Rodgers come and play for the Raiders? Because if we talk about anything else, Jesus. But, bro, Aaron Rodgers has already said his intentions, bro. It's all about whether the Green Bay Packers, who have his bird rights, wants to play. Aaron Rodgers isn't a free agent. If Aaron Rodgers is a free agent, this will be a layup. If the Raiders trade for him and he's still playing football, we have him. Holiday, the greatest QB ever was not a first rounder, right? But no, he was not, right? Shit, Montana wasn't a first rounder, and neither was Tom Brady, right? But let's look at a lot of the other great quarterbacks in the recent past. We're not gonna go back to Johnny U and all of these guys, right? But let's really talk about it, bro. Peyton Manning, number one pick, right? Ben Roethlisberger, first round pick. Eli, first round pick. Breeze was a second round pick, but he was damn near first round pick. I mean, guys, we don't have to keep going. Joe Burrow, first round pick. Pat Mahomes, first round pick. Josh Allen, first round pick. John Elway, first round pick. Dan Marino, like, bro, dog, most of the time, you got to go and get a first round quarterback, bro. There have been times where it's an anomaly where you don't have to, but most of the time, you got to go out and go get a first round pick, bro. Guys, we almost got 500 in a room. Get wasted with your brother, wasted. And do me a favor, man. Pay out bar tab and hit that thumbs up, man. And if you're not subscribed, because I see a lot of new people in the room today, hit that subscribe button, man. Get your man wasted to 7K, my guy. Sheesh. Herbert is hamstrung with Staley. Yes, he is. And also, he's going to lose weapons because that team is cash poor because they got to pay him. They're trying to clear the money to pay him. So I want to see how great he really is. The flying wonderful Lee Zadell. Remember, even with our roster and our defense last year, we were one score down for 9 games. We could have easily won 12 or more games. Had we had a better quarterback, DC talk is finally coming to an end, and that is a stone cold lead pipe fact that we ever seen one. Ready, Jimmy, we need Peters, we need Payne to help Max because Jones ain't cutting it. Jones will be cutting it if he's a third pass rusher. If you're depending on Chandler Jones to play like 85% of the snaps at his long and advanced age, that's not a great thing. I think the perfect scenario for Chandler Jones is him to play the Michael Strahan role. Michael Strahan at the end of his career, when you had OCU Manure and you had Tuck and all of them guys and Barry Caulfield, all them guys that the Giants had, right? Michael Strahan was like a situational pass rusher kind of guy. And then at the end of the game, to close out the game, then he would play and he would be very impactful. I think if you can use Chandler Jones in that way, then he would be a lot better for the Raiders. A lot better, man. Now, let's talk about, say, for instance, we don't get Ron. Now, I'm going to get into this a little more tomorrow, but we could broach the subject because, listen, man, we'll talk about it. If Murph's here, that's going to be something different, right? So now let's look. Well, yeah, I said Steve Young. Steve Young, definitely. But listen, man, Carlos Fuego, my dog. Believe it when deals are finalized. Always building a draft. I think Z can build a team. I do too, bro. I do too. Yo, I saw something too, and I don't mean to jump around, yo. I saw something, and I wanted to bring it up, man. Sultan, if you still in the place, so what did you say about Hendon Hooker? You don't like Hendon Hooker, bro? Look, man, all jokes to the side, bro. How could you not like a guy playing here that has the last name Hooker, man? Come on. Dox Ent, according to Jeremy Fowler, we're looking at a third-round pick at best for Carr, and he would have to restructure his deal. Now, see, this is the thing. Now, Graf, do you see Derek Carr playing ball in that manner? Do you see him playing ball in that manner? Because if they're asking him to restructure his deal, is that going to be advantageous to him going forward? Is he willing to do that? Because a lot of us know that Derek Carr is in a situation where he might just take a one-year deal just to go to a super-powered, super-loaded team just to win, to get the monkey off his back. But if he's really thinking about this, right, and he's thinking about it and he removes his emotion from this deal. Now, see, I don't know Derek Carr personally. I don't profess to, right? I know his brothers seem very emotional. His brothers seem very, very, very emotional, right? But if Derek Carr is looking at this from a bird's eye view instead of a worm's eye view, he should feel like, man, listen, the straightest line to me fucking competing in this league is going out here and going to a weak division like the NFC South. If I go to this division, and say, for instance, instead of me going to the Jets or any of these teams, I don't got to get past Josh, you know what I'm saying, Allen. I can play in the dome. I don't like playing in the cold. To me, I don't know, man. To me, I don't think this is just smoke, man. I don't think it's just smoke. Hopefully we get a third and throw that Green Bay's way. And, bro, this is what I'm talking about when, you got to think of what makes sense, right? A lot of this stuff right now, the Raiders have all of these picks, right? We need to load this team up. And see, a lot of us, when we look at these players and we want all these guys in the draft, there are going to be guys in this draft that are going to be taken in the 5th and 6th round. And 5 years from now, we're all going to be saying, I can't believe that guy went in the 5th. And let's hope that we have the good fortune of drafting them kind of guys, man. That's the thing. It's all about bringing in players. It doesn't matter what round you really bring them in. So if we get a third, couple that with a second, maybe next year's first, some shit, we can get Aaron Rodgers. Now, I'm not willing to give Aaron Rodgers up for a first round, like more than one first round pick. If you give him up for one first rounder, I'm cool with that. But if we get anything from Derek Carr, I am fucking wholly happy. I am glad and I am grateful that we got something for this brother, man. No, at this point, probably gets released. The Saints have a lot of holes to fill. Yes, that's a fact, bro. That's a fact, bro. That is a fact. Now, Sultan, you in the place to be. So said Richardson has the highest ceiling behind the right QB. Now, see, bro, what do we like when you talk about now, guys? I know I'm jumping around. I just want to say this real quick, guys. When you talk about all of these quarterbacks, Stroud, Young, Richardson, Hooker, any of these dudes, this is not the year where you have a guy that is head and shoulders better than everybody else, like when you had Joe Burrow and you knew Joe Burrow was the guy. This ain't that year, guys. So for me, if you asking me what I really want, I want Rodgers. For real, because all of these guys scared the living shit out of me because of the situation that we are in organizationally, bro. I don't want a situation where we go out there and we draft the next biggest bust. That ain't what I want. This organization can't take that. This organization, we don't have the social currency to do that anymore. We have to knock this shit out of the park. We can't make any more mistakes. This man has a stadium that is filled up with fucking other people's fans. It is disgusting. It's disgusting, bro. We have the most polarizing player that's ever played for the Raiders leaving, and he is beloved. You need to bring in a clear upgrade over that guy. You need to. There is no two ways about it. There ain't no two ways about it. And yo, you guys got to get with it to get lost. We have to go out there and bring in a veteran quarterback, because you know what that does? That essentially removes all the excuses out of Josh McDaniels' way. It removes everything. See, because what I don't want is for us to draft a rookie, right, and depend on the rookie in the first year, piss Devontae Adams off. We have a shitty year. Then we're like, well, damn, we took the quarterback in the wrong year, because I'm going to be honest with you. Next year's quarterback draft is better, right? So then we have that piece of it. So then it's like, oh, well, damn, we got a high pick again this year. Do we draft another quarterback? Do we fire our coach? Do we fire our GM? I don't want all of that upheaval. I want to bring in a veteran, so if it doesn't work, we can say, you know what? Thank you very much, Josh McDaniels and David Ziegler. We gave you 2 years, but go fuck yourself. We don't need this anymore. It's time to rebuild. Now we start forevermore. Get a new coach, draft a quarterback, get rid of the older guys, and rebuild. We'll do it all. We'll do it all over again. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Because what I want is, I want fucking all the excuses removed. I know I sounded like Samuel L. Jackson when I said that shit. Yeah, I killed him and I hope it burns in hell. Yeah. Samuel Jackson's lager. Oh, man, yo. Y'all crazy, bro. Y'all getting all fucking winded and shit, man. Let me get us a drink of water, man. My dog, Raider man. My brother Wasted. Get A-Rod and draft a mid to low round QB with a high ceiling and loads of talent every year until we hit. And bro, that is exactly the blueprint that I see. My God, we got almost 500 in the room. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. I know I said that 20 times, but you still, if you tell a friend to tell a friend, you'll have a great time at Raider content creation, my guy. Oh my God, let me get to some more of these, man. Louis Garcia, man. What up, Wasted? Enjoyed your acting skills and you people. The dude Chris looked like a young. Yo, that's fucked up, yo. That shit funny as hell, yo. Oh man, yo. Damn, my dog. Hopefully get Rodgers and draft hookers in the third. Wait, did I just say draft hookers or hook? Oh, I am fucking up here, man. We don't want to be drafting too many hookers, man. It's Las Vegas here. My God, man. We got over 500 in the room. Get wasted with your brother Wasted, man. Y'all crazy, man. Salute to the chat. My guy Ben Bad is in the place to be, man. My guys, yo, love Ben Bad, man. Appreciate you, dog. Now, guys, real quick, before I get out of here, man, we've been rocking almost 50 minutes. Let me ask y'all a quick question, man. I want to see what you guys think is a dream scenario for y'all based off of this Carr thing, right? We talked about the Carr thing. We unpacked it. He's going to meet with the Saints. Let's hope this shit can get wrapped up tomorrow so we can stop talking about it, right? But my guy, James Litter, thank you for 499 Super Chat, man. Appreciate you. I hear the Rodgers trade can't happen until after June 1st. That means no draft comp this year. Is that true? James Litter, I'm not even going to sit up here and cap on you, brother. I don't really know, and I normally know all of this shit. What I'm going to do is tomorrow, and y'all, it's 570 y'all tomorrow. I hope to see y'all tomorrow. We will be rocking with Murph tomorrow from Raider Fan Radio. Get with it and get lost. It's going to be a monumental occasion, bro. See, I got to understand something, man. Look, man. Yo, man, All of the guys, man, that show, man, that I respect, bro. It's guys that I wanted to get on this channel. Murph is one of them guys. He's one of them ones, man. And I really appreciate him pulling up. So y'all got to pull up. Me and Murph going to break that down tomorrow, bro. But I'm going to be honest with you. If it is what it is, then that's cool. Because I feel like if you get Aaron Rodgers here, bro, immediately you go to the playoffs. You get Aaron Rodgers, immediately veteran free agents will come here and take less money because they believe. See, guys, the reason why you need to go out there and you need to sell out for this guy is because he brings in that built-in and intrinsic belief factor for guys who might want to come here, guys who might not lock Josh McDaniels, guys who might not be sure. If you got a quarterback and a leader like that in your locker room, now everything changes. You have to have a guy who can make people and hold people accountable. And when he walks into that room, everybody is like, you know what? You're right. I got to listen to this guy. See, with Derek, that wasn't always the case. I think that Derek wasn't hard on his teammates in a way because he didn't have the right to be. He made a lot of mistakes. He didn't have a right to be. He had a resume to come in there and throw his ring on the table and be like, listen, 4-time league MVP. I got a ring. I won already. Y'all want to win? I know what it takes to win. Let's go. Get on my back. And see, William Marchand, the defense will not still be crap if you bring in Aaron. Because, you have a draft cycle. You have Patrick Graham in his second year. You have free agents that are out there that are willing to come here. And, what you have is you have a quarterback that essentially having a great quarterback makes your defense better. And people will be like, oh, that's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. Wasted. What the fuck is he talking about? It makes a lot of sense because if you're scoring points and you're taking advantage when that team gets in the red zone 85% of the time, bro, that means that now they're not playing from behind. Now you're playing a different game. Now you're holding on leads. You know what I mean? You're bending, you don't break. You got a team that's on the field longer. You have a team that capitalizes. That makes your team and that makes the defense play a lot fucking better, man. My guy, Houston from LA. What up, Wasted? Let's get AR and have about 10 picks left after the Carr trade. That's right, man. That's what we talking about, yo. Now, my guy, Javi, California. California. Who didn't do anything significant? You talking about Aaron? Guy has one bad year. You crazy, bro? Murph is like the Energizer Bunny of Raider knowledge. Yeah, Murph is excellent, bro. I'm so glad that he's coming on tomorrow. I'm gonna make up the thumb, yo. Y'all spread it out. Y'all share. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I want everybody in the place to be tomorrow, man. If you can be. Wasted. Educate the nation. Raider, man, I'm trying, my dog. I'm trying, man. So, guys, look, man. Really quick, we're gonna get out of here soon. But before we leave, what is your dream scenario draft-wise? Now, say, for instance, we don't have to get rid of our first-round pick. We keep the 7th pick. Everybody in the chat, what are you doing with that draft pick if you have Aaron Rodgers in tow? Are you taking a corner? Taking a defensive tackle? Taking an offensive lineman? You taking a defensive lineman? Linebacker? What are you doing with the 7th pick? I would really love to see that, man. What do y'all think, man? Let me know, man. And I'm going to read some of y'all chats before we get into that. Football's a team sport. Just because you get one player doesn't mean you are going to win championships. For real. Aaron Rodgers can't fix a broken football team. This team isn't as broken as you think. I think this team needs a bit of a fresh coat of paint. It doesn't need to be remade, my brother. My brother, Ruben Russ. I hear McDaniels wants a veteran QB for job security. That's what every coach wants. Why you think Dennis Allen wants fucking Derek Carr? But if he fails with Rodgers, who's a West Coast QB? He's gone. But if it shows improvement with a rookie, I don't see. Look, Ruben Russ. I think either which way you slice it, I think Mark Davis is had enough of being patient. He was patient with every fucking body in here, bro. Mark Davis don't want to hear that shit. If that man don't win, his shit is on the line, brother. Clint Westwood. Now we're gonna read this. Tight end. Michael Mayer at number 7. Wow, that's tight end at 7, Clint. I don't know, my bro. Trade down, get more picks, no lower than 14. They got to be willing to trade with you, though, Jack. I was the best defensive player available, whatever it is, we need it all. To me, that's my assertion myself, my guy. Larry, high stakes, Fleming. Fan for fan, person for person, Raider Nation is some of the most informed and very football savvy football fans on the planet. Larry Fleming, I appreciate you for pulling up in the place to be, man. Hey guys, like I said too, man, yo, pay your bar tab. This man already said it. Raiders are one Hall of Fame QB away from the ring. Hey, AC, I feel you, my guy. Plum, wishful thinking, but we get Nick Bosa the joint. Nah, it ain't happening, bro. Nick Bosa will probably, you ain't going to see Nick Bosa lead the 49ers until he's like broken down like J.J. Watt was. He would never leave that team. They're not letting him get out of there. He's too good. See, listen, I'm a big Devin Witherspoon guy, bro. The problem is at 7, you can't do it. At 7, you can't. Witherspoon is like a lower first round and high second round pick, bro. A lot of people have him higher, but yo, listen, check out the kid from Oregon. That's my guy. That's who it needs to be, my guy. Jimmy, draft a cornerback, DT or edge, defense wins championships, or bring in Peters and Payne. See, bro, y'all got to understand something. This ain't Madden. There's a lot of money here that is owed to these guys. You can't bring in Payne and Peters and Rodgers and, Flotsam and Jetsam, bro. You gotta get some of these guys through the draft, bro. This ain't Madden, my guy. We get Aaron Rodgers, we can use the 7th, or maybe move up to get Carter because we don't need a QB. And see, bro, Jalen Carter is generational, Sean. Jalen Carter has congruent value to quarterbacks. If somebody that needs a defensive tackle, and the Chicago Bears are that kind of a team. The Chicago Bears have always been that kind of a team because they drafted their quarterback already. There's no big-time wide receiver that's up at the top of the draft. Bijan Robinson is a beast, but I don't see him going that high, right? It would behoove them to either draft somebody on the offensive line, which they can do that later in the draft, or draft an impact player up the middle of that defense. I guarantee you, because they got a hole in the middle of that defense. Chicago Bears will be taking Jalen Carter, bro, if somebody doesn't move up and swap them out. The only way we get Jalen Carter is if somebody goes up to number 1, the Chicago Bears move back below us, then another team comes up to get a quarterback. If there's a run on quarterbacks in the first few picks, we'd have a chance at Jalen Carter. But I'm going to be honest with you, he's so good that he changes everyone's draft board. Because if you go by the Jimmy Johnson method of drafting, right? Number 1 player on the board, I bet you Jalen Carter is everybody, damn near half the league's number 1 player on their board. That's how good the guy is. The guy's generational. I don't see that guy getting past the 4th pick, no matter how the draft board figures out. Can we get Mac if he's cut along with Rodgers? Only if he's cut and only if he's willing to take a haircut to come to the Raiders. And then only if we got to get rid of some people to be able to keep to fit Mac, Rodgers, and all the other guys we got to pay under there, yo. Jonathan Caleros, aren't we getting a good amount of comp picks this year from the draft as well? Yeah, man, but see, the thing about it is that, listen, all of these picks, man, it's all fun and games, right? But the stuff that's going to really move the needle is what's happening at the top of the draft based off of what we're talking about. So those little, extra 5th, extra 6th, 7th, that's not going to get you up the draft board to get a guy like Jalen Carter. That kind of shit ain't gonna happen, bro. You're gonna have to have premium draft conversation and possibly a player, man. Then Lucas Von Ness is underrated as hell. He might end up being the best defensive lineman in his draft for years now. He's my pick. His comparison is J.J. Watt. Let's hope he does play like that. Let's hope he does, man. And then that's not a guy that you got to go and draft at fucking 7 either. All this reaching that's happened over the year, all I want is an actual first-round talent that's not a trade back. And that's the way I feel too, bro. My guy, his stick. I think we have to be aggressive in free agency in the defensive side. We got that cap space to sign some factors for real. But see, the most important thing about that hit stick is that you leave the room for Aaron. Quarterback first. Hall of Fame quarterback first. Let's not get it fucked up, right? So that's what they're going to have to do, bro. Man, if you're not rocking any gray, then you can't be a GOAT. You're just a kid. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact, man. All the silver foxes out there like myself, man. Oh, my God, man. Hey, guys, look, man, we've been rocking at this for 54 minutes, bro. I love all of y'all ideas. Tomorrow, Raider Fan Radio. is coming on to my show. Murph is coming on. I didn't get a chance to chop it up with Swaggy. I'm going to send an invitation for Swaggy because he's the GOAT at fantasy football. This man won a game with all fucking Raider talent, bro. But I appreciate y'all pulling up on me this late, man. Thank y'all. Love all of y'all, man. You guys are the fucking most informed and knowledgeable chat and all of this shit, bro. You know, thank y'all for all y'all support. Love all of y'all, man. Y'all have a wonderful night, man. I hope your brother Wasted got you through your afternoon drive out there in the West Coast. And all my East Coast heads, man, tap in with me next time. I know it's a little late, but y'all already know how it go, man. My dog hits it. Thank you. Much love, fam. I know you're going to lock in like you do every day, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a great night, man. Said invite Stu. Yo, you know how we always do, man. Stu gonna be in the place to be. That's our guy, man. Appreciate all of y'all, man. Thank y'all. Have a great night, man. Be safe to all of y'all, man. And y'all already know, man, the price is just going up.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Goddamn right. Derek Carr just changed that shit. The price is going up and business is about to pick up tomorrow. Tapping with y'all tomorrow. Peace.